Good morning, everyone. Today I would like to present to you my peer tutoring report. So, to start, I want to do a presentation about my tutee, and her name is Juliet Lopez. She is second semester student, and she's from Group A. And in this process of learning, in this process of tutoring, she learned rapidly. Also, she's a student that had the disposition to learn during the process of this tutoring or this peer tutoring. Also, I have to say that she presented some difficulties at the moment of learning during this process, but I something that I need to remark is that she is really smart, and apparently she loves English because when we were talking in English I thought that she was enjoying it. The numbers of our worked in this process were 15 hours and were distributed during the first term. We work in 3 meetings, but during those meetings we we did 4 hours, and during the second term we met 4 times, and that was about also 4 hours. And the last term, the third term, it was about five met and 7 hours. So the material used was printed documents, online platforms, didactic charts, and also audio files taken from online web pages. And the subjects worked were during the first term was the first thing that we did in the first term was to explain the main documents that we will use during all semester. And the second thing that we realized was WH questions, and also the present and the past continuous that were the topic, and also superlative and comparative. Those were the topics that we worked on during the first term. And these are the evidence that I took during the first term. And let's continue with the second subject work is that was to correct the exam, the first term exam that she did. And then indefinite pronouns, then communicative skill were worked in the past, present, and future forms, but oral explanation also with oral speaking skill, oral and also speaking skills were the manners or the ways in which we worked. And also the final thing that we did during the second term was explained the uses of will, shall, going to. And these are the evidences for the second term. As you can see, here the tutor is working. And also during this second term we met virtually and also presential. And during the final term, that was the third term, we work on difference between some and any, also the present perfect form, and oral comprehension of real events because we were talking in English and we were talking about real events, but using those terms like present perfect, like present continuous, like the difference between some and any. Also, we work on past perfect. We work on oral comprehension. That was the part that we work on the most because the tutor presented some difficulties at the moment of listening in English. So that was the reason why we work on this oral comprehension during this term. And here you can see the evidences for this term and some papers like printed documents in which we work on past perfect, and some papers in which they wrote in which she wrote about some audio files that I sent her. And the methodology used was learning, teaching bilaterally, and also competency based learning. That is a process that represents a set of strategies in which the student, or in this case the tutee, have to take or has to have an acquisition of knowledge, the development of the skills, and also the sociolinguistic or work habits. That was the thing that she realized. And the learning teaching bilaterally was for teachers and for professors. It is essential to ensure that the student follows a rhythm. That was what I did, because I also realized 2 times every subject that we work on, and the results were properly because she learned, she increased she increased her knowledge, and also she expanded her grammar knowledge, and also his her speaking skills, because it was presented in the final exam that I saw, that I realized she did a good job. And the recommendation that I have to tell her, or that I have to say, is that this peer tutoring has to reduce the number of working hour, because sometimes it is so difficult to complete the 15 hours. And also we as a tutor, we need to receive more from teachers, because all time we are working on this, but we don't know exactly what to do. So it is really difficult when we don't know what we have to do. And some experience that I lived were that this is a process really helpful for us, because we can avoid the fear, and also because it is really good to learn how to explain a topic in a real life context. And also it is an amazing process, because we can help another student to improve or to increase her or his knowledge. So that is a good experience that I lived in this process. And I think that is all. So goodbye.